Hello, social media friends. It is Jeremy Rowland, and it is June the 11th, 2026. And this is Driveway with Jeremy, where I sit my $25 dollar store chair in the driveway of my home, and I talk to you about things that I find interesting and or controversial. And I mix that with what does it teach us in life. Now, I think the obvious thing to discuss today, if you are a fan of NBA basketball, me as a Bulls fan, I've been a lifetime fan of the game, but we need to talk about the Knicks and the Spurs last night. Great game, a lot of excitement. Started out very dull because the Spurs were up 29 points at one time, 29 points. And then the Knicks just kept battling and nicking it down and nicking it down and nicking it down. And then they eventually win the game. And I think what was astonishing about it and what it progressed and showed is that if you're on a basketball court and you're playing basketball and you get your opponent down by 10 points, then the next goal should be make it 20 points. And then 30 points, and so on. You never, ever, ever, ever take your foot off of the pedal when you're playing competitive sports. Because the other side is, unless they're just a bunch of quitters, they're just gonna keep hammering away at it. They're gonna keep taking their shots. They're gonna keep pushing the ball. They're going to be running and, doing what they have to do in order to get into that lead. Now, the Spurs just quit playing basketball. Now, the Knicks did. They got some turnovers and stuff like that. But essentially what happened is that the Spurs got comfortable. They quit. They just quit pushing the ball. They tried to protect the lead instead of building on a lead. And the Knicks made them pay for that. Now, if you take last night's game and it teaches you anything about life, it's a few things. One is what we just discussed: never, ever, ever stop winning, trying to win and build off of your wins. Second thing is, when you lose, and never, ever, ever give up. But I think one of the biggest things that turned out of last night's game was not just the game. It was about how far we are losing in society. And yes, if you're watching this and you're a Knicks fan and you're from New York City, I want you to know, as I'm sitting in my driveway in the great state of Arkansas with the sun coming down and a breeze, and I don't smell piss and there's not garbage all over my streets and stuff like that, and I can literally probably leave my truck door unlocked. You exemplify just how far we have fallen in society last night. I took more from the after game than I did the actual game. The Spurs going back to their locker room, or not their locker room, but back to their motel room, and one of y'all throws something at their star player and actually physically hits him in the head. And then here's what I really truly happens, okay? And it's probably going to happen because I think the Knicks are up now 3-1. So they just got to win one more game, okay? Now, granted, I want you to keep in mind, I'm not a fan of New York City, but the Knicks are going to win this, okay? They're eventually, whether the script writers want to change it around and make it go game 7 just for hype and more money and stuff like that, okay? The Knicks are going to win, and hopefully they win it. Hopefully they win it there in New York City. And then you are going to see just how bad these large urban cities have fallen to these unhinged people that call themselves fans, okay? They're going to destroy that city. They're going to loot. They're going to rip down things. They're going to burn things, and it's all going to be in the name of celebration of winning championship. No, it's not. It's going to be an excuse for that pathetic city to destroy and steal things. It's just what it is. It's going to happen. You're going to watch it on national television. They win a game and they assault other fans and rip off their jerseys and push them down and chase after them and spit on them and try to light their hair on fire. That's how bad we have fallen in society, that we can't even win in grace anymore. We can't even lose in grace anymore. There is no more mano a mano type thing. It's, oh, all my friends are going to jump in and save me if I'm getting my ass handed to me. So, that's, and the greatest thing that I take away from sports is I look for the lessons that it teaches with each game. And the downturn of society, sports will show you that more than anything else. You look at it in baseball, we got these huge bat flips and the flexing the muscles and doing the dances at second base. And then in hockey, we drop down on knees and we're fist pumping and we're doing all this other mojo stuff to, whatever. You really can't get on the hockey that bad because, that's been around. They've been that way. You just got all these things. It just shows you that society is on a fast downhill turn and we're about to bogey on the life golf course. I would go as far as that we're about to hit a snowman in 8. We've got to figure out how to clean it up if it's able. Me turning 51 next year, I don't really worry about me. I worry about my family. But the Knicks and the Spurs and those two cities are going to show you when this thing is entirely over just how bad we have fallen in society by the way that those cities react to winning or losing. That is today's Driveway with Jeremy. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. Be safe out there. Get outside today. Enjoy some sun and know that I'm not a hater. I just try to tell you how I feel inside on what sports has taught me throughout my life and things to look for on how to put 1 + 1 = 2. I will see you tomorrow for another Driveway with Jeremy.